welcome to another episode of
CMC.
Podcast, where we talk about anything techy and talky. I am your chronically online host, Esma. So I hope our viewers right now are comfortable watching us because today's weather is looking very chilly. So
Yes.
cozy up because today's topic is going to be interesting.
Yeah, so allow me to introduce myself to our viewers. I am Bars, the lover of all things words. And we're so excited actually to have another episode of
Ah,
our
Yeah, that's
podcast,
true.
right?
yes.
Now, in today's podcast, we're going to dive into the fascinating topic about intercultural communication in computer mediated communication or
Yes.
CMC.
CMC.
That's right, Bars. Hello to all of our viewers out there. If you're new to our channel, once again, I am the fashion icon, the trendsetter, and the highly sensitive Rafi, or you can call me Arya. Now, in this modern age, there is a connection between us human beings and technology. It's part of our daily lives in education, businesses, and others. Now, understanding this on how we communicate using online platforms, we need to represent our culture, meeting new different cultures online. Now, this should be the talk of the town, especially that AI is rapidly
Yeah.
evolving, right?
Yes.
Yes, you are
True,
right,
here,
Rafi.
here.
From social media to professional emails, the way we interact globally changes because of our cultural backgrounds. Hello, everyone. Once again, I am Hizam, your pop culture connoisseur.
All right. So before we kick things off, let me first ask you guys. Since on our last episode, we were talking about how stressful our upcoming finals
Yes, yes.
was, right?
Thank
Then
goodness it's done.
yeah. Now that it's done, how are you feeling,
Are,
guys?
are your results good?
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah,
I was
really?
surprised about my
Oh,
exam.
Yeah,
Maybe.
especially in discourse analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
it's
not
so-
expecting the score actually. but-
Yeah, I was expecting it to be low because our previous batches told us that,
Yeah.
yeah.
But Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah,
yeah.
we had good grades.
Yeah. So
Yes.
now let us start our discussion. So are we guys ready?
Yes. Oh,
of
let's
course.
go.
So let's start off by discussing the intercultural communication,
Mhm.
what it really means in the context of CMC. So Rafi, can you please give us an overview?
Yeah, sure thing, Asma. So when we hear the word intercultural communication, it is when different peoples tries to communicate with their different cultural backgrounds. Now, if we try
Oh.
to put it in a CMC or computer-mediated communication context, it
Mhm.
is much more inclusive because it does not only accommodate, it's not limited for little certain groups of people, but it accommodates different cultures from other countries as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because of the online.
Yes,
Yeah,
online
sure.
communication.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
very good thing.
So let's like for instance, there's actually high context culture and
Yes,
also
yes, yes.
low
Low culture.
context culture.
Yeah.
Like high context culture, it relies more on nonverbal cues, right?
Yes.
And the context of the conversation.
Mm.
And also while low context culture, it prefer direct and
Yeah,
very
explicit
direct.
communication.
Yes.
And
Mm.
this actually can lead to a lot of misunderstandings
Yes.
if one party is not aware of these differences, right?
Yes, actually, I have an experience with that. Back then in the pandemic, I had a friend from Chicago, America. So, yeah, we met on Snapchat. So, actually, I have a different way of communicating,
Yes.
di ba?
Okay.
Because we
Yeah.
have this type of communication that is very indirect in Filipino context.
Yeah.
So, when I tried to communicate with him in the first time, he thought of it as an insult because I was very indirect and he wanted me to say that you should be direct to the point when you try to
Okay.
communicate
Yeah.
with me
Yeah.
because I don't get it. Yes.
Yun kasi yung sa atin sa
Yeah.
Filipinos,
So
right?
that's why we should set a similar knowledge with one another so that there won't be any misunderstandings.
Yeah.
Speaking of misunderstandings, let's talk about some challenges you guys faced that is problems that you have faced in intercultural communication. So,
Okay.
can you share your encounters or challenges that you have faced?
For me, I think one of the challenges of intercultural communication in CMC is language barriers.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Because even when both parties are speaking the same language, sometimes there are some certain concept of that certain language that does not translate directly with the other
other
language.
language,
Yeah. Like for example, what example? Oh, my friends, our circle is actually divided. Diba? Our group is
Yes,
divided
yes,
into
yes.
two groups. One uses TikTok to watch short videos,
Mhm.
and then the other part of our group uses IG Reels,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And I think all of us here belongs to the one who
TikTok.
uses
Yeah,
TikTok.
TikTok.
No.
We all watch
The-
TikTok.
I'm more on FB Reels. So that's
FB
Oh
Reels.
my,
God, that's crazy.
I'm
grandpa,
more on
grandpa
FB.
Okay, so
alert.
I
Okay,
think I'm gonna ask
boomer.
you something about that one. So the reason why I gave this as an example is because if you're not aware, for our viewers, if you're not aware, TikTok and IG Reels has a very different type of
Very.
humor,
Humor.
right?
Okay.
So yeah, so sometimes when Refki and Anna, which is our friends, and
Mhm.
they actually use IG Reels and not TikTok, they do not have TikTok.
Mm.
So they joke about a lot of stuff, and sometimes they joke about something that is very
Out of
Questionable.
place.
yeah
Yeah.
questionable, concerning
Yeah.
something that
Offsetting.
something that
Yeah.
is not
Can't relate.
yeah,
Yun
Okay.
lang.
because you use
Okay,
Facebook,
okay,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my point is, when you use a different types of platforms or
Yes.
Platforms.
medias
okay.
now, you're bound to have difference. And so
Mhm.
I think that is one of the challenges of intercultural communication.
Yes.
So
Wh-
how about you, Barry? If like the humor in TikTok is very, how do I say this, lighthearted,
Yeah, somehow.
common brain
Yeah.
rot humor,
Yes. Yes.
and then on IG Reels there's IG Reels
Yeah,
More
Ijirils is
extreme.
very. Yeah,
extreme,
extreme
yeah,
humor.
yeah,
Something that you find
dark humor,
offensive.
dark humor.
Yeah, dark
So how
humor.
about Facebook?
So in
What?
Facebook kasi na, I mostly use Facebook. I watch FB Reels, like yung mga videos nila, Sheldon, at saka yung mga guys,
Series.
it's just
Series.
mga series lang. And there are times na I can relate with you guys, but there are also times like I'm being out of place ba.
Yeah.
Pero na, at least I'm learning though. I'm
Yes.
learning. So yeah,
So
I
that is
respect
a
that.
great example of intercultural
Yes.
communication.
Yeah.
Different groups.
Yeah, yeah. Instead of being insulted or saying bad things, you just accept something because you're open-minded.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
exactly.
As you should.
Additionally, there's also there's a nonverbal cues are often lost in text-based communication.
Yeah.
Like, what I mean in that is the facial expressions, the gestures, the appearance, the tone, the intonations, and many more actually in face-to-face interactions. We rely on body languages, right?
Yes.
And this we have our own way to convey our own messages and like a let me give a particular example. Like
Okay.
we have sarcasm or humor, and
Yeah.
which often rely on tone and facial expression,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And this can lead to misinterpretation in text or in the internet, right?
Yeah.
Like because of the lack of eye contact and also the physical gestures,
The tone,
and
no?
also the
Nonverbal cues.
tone,
Nonverbal cues.
and so like that message might not convey the intended message of that. So parang yung message is not effectively
Yes.
Yeah, because
conveyed.
it's online.
Yes.
Well, for me naman, I also have other experiences on platforms like X and Facebook. So, I use Twitter, which is now X. So, did you know, guys, that the thumbs up emoji can be seen as sarcastic in other cultures?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't
We can
until
tell, we
someone
can see.
until someone
Talk
called
about
me out
pop
for
culture
being
connoisseur.
passive aggressive when I genuinely mean to agree on their beliefs, on their perspective.
Mm.
And also in Facebook comments, where tone is everything and also nothing, because you can't actually see, or it's impossible to know the tone entirely in a text. So I once commented on my friend's post where I say, "That's wild." And I got a private message from him and he asked if I was being judgmental. Well, in fact, I was not.
I mean,
The thing about social media is that, it amplifies the challenges of intercultural communication because it is fast paced, it is
Yeah.
public, and it often lacks the place for explanation. And add to that is the diverse cultural context that
Yes.
where everyone is involved. And then there you got a recipe for misunderstandings.
yeah, so thank you everyone for saying your opinions about the challenges in intercultural communication online. So since we've mentioned all of these challenges, do you have any suggestions for our viewers out there, the types of strategies that they could
Yes.
apply when they try to communicate online as
Hmm.
well?
I'll go first. So
Okay.
my experiences taught me a lot so much because I learned to slow down, be intentional with my words, and consider how others might perceive them. So I started incorporating more context into my content, comments, like
True, that's
adding
true.
just my opinion or using emojis to amplify the tone of my message. I can say one effective strategy for our viewers is to develop their intercultural communication competence or
ICC.
ICC. What it means is that you have to be aware of your cultural biases and being more open to
Yeah.
learning about others' perspective. So what you see in your news feed doesn't that is something that you don't get is or something that is new to you. Take a moment, ask yourself, take a moment of reflection
Yeah.
because every interaction is a chance to learn not just about others but also
Yes.
about
I agree.
yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't be narrow-minded.
Yeah, actually. Then for me naman, one advice or two advice that I could give to our dear viewers when they are scrolling through their social media, the first one is always fact check. When you hear an information, always
Yes.
double check it.
Yes,
Don't
yes.
That
just
is a must.
don't believe anything that you see on internet or
Yeah.
online because people tend to lie
Yes.
on social media, right?
Mm.
Especially when social media is somehow also known as a fake.
Yes. Like, additionally, have you noticed that this year was very problematic? There were a lot of issues in this year.
Actually.
Yes, in entertainment, in politics, everything has an issue.
Yeah.
Like, everything is building up.
Yeah, which which gets me to my next point, which is what is it again? I
Hmm.
forgot. Which is don't hop on a trend just because it's trending.
It's
Yeah.
trending.
Yeah,
Like,
Bandwagon.
yeah, like for example, the case of
Go on, don't be shy.
can I say it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
you
you can say
can. Oh.
The case of Maris Racal, and I
Oh.
I don't like that. I mean, people are making fun of her, making funny videos of her,
memes,
memes
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
her,
yes.
and I don't think that's a good thing. It's very bad. The person admitted that. I'm not sure if she admitted because I'm not
Right.
updated on that topic, though.
I
I
think
just
she
see it.
did.
Yeah,
She did.
She
Yeah,
did.
she
She
made an
addressed it.
apology video publicly.
Yeah. So I mean, the person already made a mistake. Like she admitted it, and you don't have to like
Make fun
Criticize
of
her.
it.
criticize
Make
her,
fun
make
of it.
fun
Like,
of her.
everyone has their own flaws.
Diba?
Like,
Oh.
no one is perfect. Then
Diba?
who are you to
Yes.
judge someone?
Like if you actually if that happens to you now, the same people that does that to Miss Maris will do it to you too. So
Mm-hmm.
mafe-feel mo rin yung mafe-feel niya.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So you shouldn't really do it. Which is
Yeah.
respect talaga sa
Mm.
online
So
communication.
that is empathy. So
Empathy,
let's
yes,
not forget
empathy.
empathy. Trying to see things from other person's viewpoint
Yeah,
or perspective,
actually.
right? Like it can make a very great significant difference in how we communicate or how we interact in the internet world or in face-to-face interaction. Like empathy and emotional intelligence it's like they are synonymous words.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like they are one of the best essential tools to create a positive setting or a positive and respectful environment on the internet.
Yeah.
And empathy, everyone, to our viewers, empathy help us to understand and share the feelings of others,
Yeah.
allowing us to respond with kindness and support, especially when people share their struggles in online.
Yes.
And emotional intelligence, on the other hand, it helps us manage our own emotion and respond thoughtfully. Thoughtfully, everyone. Even we face with upsetting or controversial content. So together with these two qualities, by practicing empathy and emotional intelligence, we can make the internet
Better. A
kinder
good
and
place,
more
a good
positive
discourse.
and
More
supportive
Yes.
space for
Yeah,
everyone.
more welcoming.
Yes.
Rafi.
Okay, so thank you again, everyone, for giving our viewers some strategies for them to apply on
It's
their
raining.
online communication. So since
Yeah.
we have mentioned all of this, we need also to discuss how technology fosters intercultural communication. How does it become a environment for intercultural communication in different countries?
Like we have already discussed this in our CMC class.
Yes.
As you all know, technology has both advantages and
Yes.
disadvantages,
Yes.
right? Like
Yeah.
on one hand, it allows us to connect with people from all over the world, right?
Yes.
Like on the other hand, it can sometimes create a false sense of connection or lead to
Yeah.
misinterpretation.
Plus, different platforms can have different cultural norms now.
Yes.
For example, what's acceptable in X does not apply or is not acceptable to Facebook. That is why we must understand these norms and establish culture because this is the key to a prosper, more open and respectful digital environment for us.
Yeah.
Like what I'm not sure if you mentioned it that you also use TikTok and Instagram Reels, right? That's actually a benefit for Hizam because you understand both of the context within those different cultural settings. So we have a suggestion that you should also be open to using different social media platforms as well, so that you can also be open-minded on different meanings, different what do you call this? Humor,
Context.
context. Yes. Another thing is that since you've mentioned something about Raf,
Marisa.
Maris Racal. Yes,
Yes.
Maris Racal. Now, another issue, especially, actually, this became trending last week where there's this specific group of people who lives in Luzon. Na, do you know the Kadayawan or
Kadayawan Festival.
Kadayawan.
Kadayawan Festival,
In
which is
Davao
there
City.
from Davao City. Now, one of the members of that group, there are TikTokers, for your information. They said that, is it from Mindanao? Ay, hindi pala lahat gera pala sa Mindanao. Which caused a lot of backlash, especially the people who lives in Mindanao. Like, imagine that. That's a very offensive thing to say that everything that is happening in Mindanao, it's all about war. There's nothing
Yes.
else. Which cause misinformation, especially to those people who are not a Filipino. Because imagine that they won't visit Mindanao because they think it's all about war.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's one of the main reason why they think like that is maybe because of how Mindanao is portrayed, or the
Portrayed in
people of
media.
Mindanao is
Yes.
portrayed in media.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
since that type of content is what they consume na, yun yung natatago sa utak nila. I think besides that, one of the reason why they have that, again, they have that kind of view of us is, I'm not saying that they are one of these type of people, but I think you know the term xenophobia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the fear of
On a
certain religion.
certain
And
race,
I think
certain group, social group.
social group or religion. And I think our religion kasi, which is Islam, has
Connection with
no,
the...
not
Because it's
really,
on
but
history.
history, no. Parang it's kind of just like us, our religion is also viewed as somewhat barbaric and
Yes.
harsh.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that is one of, kasi na just today I was scrolling through Twitter or X, and I saw a picture. It is a picture of a nun and a picture of a hijabi woman.
Mm-hmm.
And the caption says that both are the same, but the other one just doesn't explode.
Yeah.
Oh.
Spontaneously.
I saw that.
Oh my god.
Actually, when I saw that post, I quickly went through the comments, and I was so triggered because the way that they view our religion is so bad. Actually,
Very negative.
it's very negative, and I think this is one of the reasons why we have to practice the strategies, or we have to know more about intercultural communication,
Communication.
to
Yes.
raise awareness about intercultural communication, to enlighten this type of people, or to educate them with
Yes.
this, that there is there are other types of people who lives in this world, or there are types of
Yes,
cultures here in the Philippines, especially our country is very diverse, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was wow, that I
It's a very talky conversation. We have dig really deep. Talaga.
Caffeine Mediated Chaos.
so this is actually a very unexpected type of discussion. We're somehow very active.
We're not
so-
supposed to delve in.
Yeah, but like
Very deep.
yeah, I appreciate you guys
Oh.
for that. So as we wrap up our discussion, let us now share some final thoughts on navigating intercultural communication. So, Rafi?
Yeah, I think it's essential for individuals to continuously educate themselves about other cultures and
Yes.
remain adaptable in their communication
Yeah.
styles.
So also, I agree with that. And everyone, we should remember that we should have patience. Patience is crucial. And building understanding takes time actually. And also, don't forget empathy and emotional intelligence when we are using internet, right?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Because if we are to cultivate a more respect and open environment, then we can enhance our interactions across different cultures.
Yeah. So, thank you for joining us today. To our viewers, thank you for joining us. This is...
See ya! Yeah.
Baka naman mga juniors, gusto niyo kaming i-guest.
Yeah.
The next podcast.
Guest host.
Baka gusto na i-guess yung lover of all things words.
I don't
Hindi
recommend.
nila kailangan yun. Meron na sila. So again, thank you for pangatlo na to. Thank you for joining us. And once again, this is
CMC
Podcast. So we hope you find this discussion insightful and that it inspires you to explore more on the world of CMC.
Yeah, so don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review or comment.
Yes, join us next time as we delve into another exciting aspect of because it will be continued by our juniors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good luck, Sophies.
Good
Hey,
luck.
Until then, keep
You
those line of
will
communication
introduce new
open.
content.
Go.